You didn't want to do anything in any of that space? Or?
Don't want to mutilated bodies.
Screw that? Okay.
Well, no, the bodies are floating down the canal. Like, it's too late.
Well, they're slow. Like, the current's not that strong. You could run down and get to them if you wanted.
All right, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'm not above that.
I'm gonna pick their buckets.
Yeah, I'll pick their buckets.
I'm not above
Get
it.
some swords.
You can hurry down. You can hurry down the canal. Yeah. So you see like these two red sashes, like one missing an eye, another one missing a couple of fingers, floating down the canal way, just kind of bobbing in the water.
You guys did not stake out your quarry.
Well, yeah, they kind of they got one dude.
Fools.
The crow's like face down in the water and floating along.
Yeah. Well, I'm looting all their stuff.
You're gonna just like get down in the canal.
You can get like a pole and pull them over.
Oh. Yeah, is there like a tool I could use to pull them over?
Big stick.
What do you got?
Like a stick.
Climbing gear is all ropes and hooks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perfect.
And that would be good to have anyway if I'm planning on a rooftop.
Yeah.
It didn't come up, but
pull them over to the shore.
Yep.
Pick up a few red sash outfits.
Yeah, that too. Well,
you don't want those.
I don't care about that.
Okay, so
what do we got?
What action are you taking to hook these guys out of the canal and get them? Finesse? Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna say this is risky because you're kind of along this canal road.
Canal and
and you're near fields.
Whatever.
And Ironhook Prison isn't too far from here either.
So like every couple of weeks, someone like tries to use the canal to escape.
This is a 6.
Oh, nice.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, risky standard.
Loot the
we are
bodies.
so good today.
So yeah, you like throw the rope in, you hook them, you pull them up on the side of the canal, and you can reach in. And
team stealth.
Yeah, when you like try to pull them out of the canal, there's like a moment where you're sure, you can't be sure, but you think you see the water cling to them for a second. Like you pull them out, and for a moment it doesn't look like water anymore. It actually looks like tar, and then you like pull them out, it like slides out.
Okay. It wants the bodies. I'm gonna leave them on the shore because somebody's gotta find and burn these bodies.
Okay, so you leave them there. You can like
civic mindedness.
You look through. They're carrying a couple of scales. You know, so just like not enough for a coin, but enough to pick up some pocket change. And yeah, that's the end of it.
All right. Then I'm gonna. Now, have I lost the carriage at this point?
This is a singular road. Like, there's not much other turns they can make before they get to the bridge that leads into Coleridge and eventually the night market.
I'm gonna hurry up and try and catch the carriage.
Okay, you do have to pass. You do have to walk by the tall gray walls of Ironhook to get there. But eventually you do.
I mean, if I have to jog, I will.
Okay.
I just don't want to come right up on the carriage if I can help it.
Yeah. So you can get up to the bridge leading from Dunslow into Coleridge, and again you see the carriage parked there by the bridge and the underway, and you get there just in time to see Orison like shaking his hands off as he climbs. Like this one doesn't have a stairway, so he has to like lift himself back out onto the road from underneath the bridge.
Oh, okay. Well,
and he climbs back into the canal.
Cool. Or climbs back onto the bridge and moves along.
He climbs back into the carriage. Yeah, and the carriage keeps moving.
Okay, I'm going to quickly get down there and try and see if I can find where he hid the fingers and eyeball and stuff.
Yeah, sure thing.
Because if he needs those for his plan to work, I might as well take them.
I guess you know it's down there.
I know it's down there from talking to Arthur.
Would there be? Well, you saw Arthur pull those out. Too.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any risk. It hasn't been long enough. So yeah, you can do that. It's trivial. So you get down in there and you can pull them out and you fish out this glass vial containing the 3 fingers, the eyeball, and the nose.
Okay, so they all went in the same vial.
Yep.
Interesting.
I'm gonna put that in my other pocket.
Okay.
You're gonna get found with all these body parts on you.
It's true.
Yeah.
We saw you pushing bodies down by the river. What's all this?
If we follow him,
I swear I don't have body parts on me.
If we follow him enough, we can build a bear.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we can build our.
So you're starting to piece something together because you know.
Oh, look at
that was unintentional.
Perfect.
So you know where he starts in Crow's Foot, and you know the route he takes now because of how the bridges are laid out.
Okay. So
because
he takes this circuit.
He could go back to Char Hollow following the bridge across here, but he doesn't. He obviously goes up to the bridge at Coleridge. So you know that he passes over the Silkshore Bridge and then over this one here, and then over the bridge going into Coleridge. And the only question now is which one he takes when he goes into Night Market.
Okay. Well, I want to know that, so.
Yeah. So you can follow behind. Coleridge is like kind of like the industrial part of Doskvol, so there's factories all over the place, stuff like that, workers milling about. You can kind of just follow through, following the carriage behind. I don't think there's any reason you would lose it. Yeah, there's no risk there anymore. So yeah, you eventually follow the bridge, and it takes the bridge nearest the Gadok rail station, nearest that point, and the carriage eventually rolls to a stop in front of this building that's kind of there are like stone houses, like townhouses built all along near the rail station. And it comes to a stop near one of these, and you see Orison get out and climb out and walk up to the townhouse's door and knock on it a couple of times, and then after a few minutes the door opens and he walks inside, and the guard stays outside looking around.
Cool.
You don't like Night Market's kind of like you guys don't have. Yeah, so Havelock's is a Night Market. So this is kind of your neighborhood. These townhouses are usually reserved by rich merchants and people who travel in and out of Doskvol a lot because they're near to the rail station and they can get good prices and stuff. So your best guess is this is a merchant's home.
All right.
So you guys know where this is headed. Like you know in general kind of that he was going to end up in Night Market.
Yeah, so that's where I would have headed directly. So depending on how circuitous the route it would be, I would either be very, very late or get here just around the time that they also arrive. Yeah.
So you can kind of guess. You can all kind of take a guess that he's going to end up in Night Market by the Dunslow way, because he's got two choices. He either goes through Charter Hall, which leads him past this like high class uppity area where it's like the government buildings and stuff,
right?
Or he goes past Ironhook near empty fields and the industry part, and you think it's probably a safer bet that he's going to follow that pathway. So you can kind of assume that he'll end up in Night Market from Coleridge.
Arthur is not trying to follow. Arthur is just trying to get to the end point in the shortest path from the Bravo to that location.
Right. So what I'm saying is, by deduction, you guys can figure out this is eventually where he ends up. Because if you all go to the bridge at one point here, you'll eventually say, well, he's not here, and then you can go to the other one.
Okay.
So, but there is going to be a bit of time before you all arrive. So, Marco, did you want to do anything? He's entered this townhouse.
No, I can't take him. I don't want to get close enough to lose my cover, so.
You're just going to wait?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could be like on the roof and like see if there's like a skylight to look through.
Oh yeah. Why would there be a skylight though? There's never any light.
There are some windows.
All right.
I'll
peek through them.
You gotta have plenty of windows because still light will come in even if it's dark.
You need some.
Yeah.
But what like what? So there are windows on the first and second floor. Like what's your intent here? What do you
shimmy up the gutter?
Can I do that without being obvious? Is there a...
You're a Lurk, man. Like this is
your thing.
This is what you do.
All right. I'll get to that second
you're
story
like
window and do some peeping.
Okay.
I got my goggles on. I got my climbing gear. Let's do this.
You gotta crawl up.
Yeah, I'm gonna crawl on up there.
It's risky standard.
Okay.
Do you want to push yourself or anything, or?
No.
Okay.
I got this. That's a 5.
Cool. So you do it, but there's a consequence. Yeah, let's start this off. So you sneak past the carriage where the crow is sitting and waiting, and you start scrambling up the side of this wall. And you make it up to the top just in time to get onto this second floor balcony that's outside of the townhouse. So you can roll onto there. But as you do so, there's like a slight bit of debris and stuff that your foot knocks off, and it knocks it off the side and it falls and hits the ground, and the crow turns up to look at it and doesn't really know what's going on. I'm gonna start an alert clock and mark one segment on it.
Okay.
When it fills in, they're gonna realize that you're there. So on the second floor balcony, you can look in, and it's it's a terrace. So it's 2 glass doors that open up onto this balcony, and inside there you can look in and you can see Orizon in the second floor on the second floor room, and this room is wide open and vast, and there is a easel in the center of the room with a canvas on it. and it's covered by a sheet. And standing on a little white podium next to the easel is this woman dressed in this ostentatious dress. It's reds and blues with diamonds and jewels of white colors, of clear white colors embedded into every point of it that goes down. It's a very expensive looking dress. Obviously,
sounds gaudy.
Yeah, it's incredibly gaudy. Obviously not made in Doskvol.
You wouldn't want it.
And she's standing there, and you can tell she's posing. And there's a thin man who's sitting in this chair, and he's got this
so brave.
He's got this long black mustache that's curled and waxed, and he's sitting there, and he's got a hand on his chin, and he's looking at the easel and looking between the women. Orzon is standing behind him with a hand on the chair, and they're just kind of standing there, and nobody's really saying anything. And then after a few moments, the man nods and then gets up from the chair and walks out of your view for a sec. He comes back with a painter's palette and a knife and a brush, and yanks the cover off of the canvas to reveal that it's a perfectly dark canvas with nothing painted on it yet except for just black paint across the center of it. And he nods, and the woman stands there posing, and he nods again, and then he starts to paint. And you realize that he's not painting using standard colored paints. He's painting by scraping the black stuff away. Oh. So he's painting with the absence of it. So as he's standing there, you see Orzon lean down next to him and start whispering into his ear. From beyond the glass doors, you can't hear what they're saying.
Enter the ghost field. This is
your
thing.
What were you saying?
I couldn't hear them by putting my ear to the glass, could I?
You could hear
Would you be disgusted?
Yeah.
I'd be so loud because I wouldn't be able to contain myself.
I wouldn't be able to hear long enough.
It's hitting.
Yeah, no. Unbelievable.
Waste of fabric.
I'm imagining the stress, and even real me doesn't like the way it looks.
I really like blue and red together.
I'm gonna try and
but with gems.
I'm gonna try and sketch the layout, this is what she looks like. This is what they're doing
of the room.
How good of an artist are you?
I don't know. What else am I gonna do?
No, that's fine. You can sketch the layout and just watch this scene play out if you want.
Stick figures.
Yeah, I know. Stick figure to Grim. What is your range?
Right. So if you're just gonna watch the scene play out and do nothing else, there's
this guy is a badass.
Okay.
I'm so scared of him.
Okay. You're a daring thief.
I'm so scared.
Not on his own.
Yeah,
we're daring all the way up to this level, and then we just drop off this cliff as
creepy master swordsman Tycherosi. Nah, that's the cutoff point.
He broke a
toes and eyeballs and noses. No.
So yeah, he whispers something to this guy's.
We will have to distract him big time for me to have any shot at.
I'll be there soon. Don't worry.
So
I don't know if that's even gonna happen in this session encounter.
He whispers something's in the painter's ear, and the painter nods as he's scraping away. And there's a couple of moments where the model gets some weird looks on her face, she's like, "What is going on?" You can tell she doesn't really know what's happening.
Interesting.
And the man nods, and then Orzon takes out the bottle that Ophelia mentioned. You see him pull it out of his coat, and as he pulls it out, he holds it out in front of the painter, and the painter looks at it for a second and nods and says something to the model, and the model goes, ugh, and then climbs off the podium and goes to take a seat in a nearby chair. And the painter takes the bottle from Orzon and walks off out of your view for a minute.
You're gonna paint the bottle into the painting?
Can I quickly try and get to another window where I think I'll be able to see him?
He'll probably come back.
But the point is to see where the bottle gets put.
Yes. If he takes the bottle somewhere else, I need to know where he's putting it.
He's putting it where the model
the
is
last
standing.
part of the painting is when we take the soul of the subject and place it into the canvas.
There's a moment where
that'd be crazy.
Do you want to try to get to another point?
She seemed kind of nonplussed.
You think no, there's not anything short of creeping into the room itself, which you might be able to do. Would let you get a better angle on it.
Not yet.
Ghost field.
Wait, Doskvol?
I'll wait until I think he's. That's
Doskvol!
That's so absurd. Okay. I'm gonna ghost field through to a different part of the house, or okay. So
it's not teleporting.
Well, you have to.
He has the ability to enter the ghost field and walk through like solid objects.
So help me understand the layout. There's like a glass thing with a terrace.
Mm-hmm.
Am I on the terrace?
Yeah, you're on the balcony, peering into the double glass doors.
French
Okay,
doors, yeah.
he goes
French doors,
through. He goes out of my view, so I can see pretty much the whole room.
Yes, except for like this half, the wall blocks.
Okay, so I want to turn incorporeal and step through the corner, so I will never be in the room with him. I want to step into the hallway or whatever is adjacent to where he walked to.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds
and then
good.
immediately find a hiding spot.
All right.
You just don't want to be in the room with that guy.
No way! Oh my god!
So,
I will take one step in that room and his beard will go, there he is, and then he'll jump at me.
hold on a second here. So, wait, describe to me exactly what you're doing again. Are you gonna be like half in the wall and looking, or are you gonna phase through the wall to be in the corner in the room? And hide?
No, outside the room, in the hallway outside the room, right? Or.
You know what?
You'll have to enter the room.
I'm going to turn ghost, look through, and then if I see him like continuing to carry it somewhere else, I will enter.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so pay the stress because you're using the ghost field. So something interesting happens.
Ghost fail.
As soon as you enter the ghost field. So what happens when you enter? This is the first time we've seen this. So what does this look like for Marco?
Ever seen Danny Pant?
Yeah, literally a ring of light.
No,
goes,
just
and nothing changes except my legs disappear. I got wisp tail.
Help me build the world, please.
No white hair, no green eyes.
Everything's all like inverse.
Yeah.
Inverse color.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like
purple
the canvas.
and green.
It's all like black and white, like negative space.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty
It's
cool.
the whole Byakugan thing. The same way when I look into the...
Sure.
Watch their sunlight.
So you step through into the ghost field just
Shiny,
like this. And
It's like, hey.
the first thing you notice, because you're looking through the corner, like you're peering through the wall into the room, and you can see it. But the other thing you notice is that coming off of Orzun itself, there is his beard has like a whole bunch of these like tendrils that go off past his coat and are translucent, and the tendrils seem to go off into this space. So he looks like this like roundish man with a whole bunch of like tendrils coming
That's
off
how
of
he
him,
senses
just like all over the place. Yeah.
Sense you.
You see one of those, and one of the tendrils from his beard kind of goes sunk and points right at you.
At which point I abort. I back right out.
But
So
then you're there physically.
So here's the thing.
No. I mean, like I take my face out of the wall.
Dude, he's found you already.
With some enemies in Blades in the Dark, the way the system recognizes them as strong enemies is that it makes you make a resistance roll.
You're a strong enemy.
Before you can actually take any actions.
Oh.
So if you're like, for example, fighting a master swordsman, you might have to make a resistance roll to avoid his disarming blow to even get the chance to cross swords with him.
All right.
In this case, you're going to have to make a resistance roll to even get the chance to get away before this tendril catches on to your echo in the ghost field.
All right. So this would be a what? Then?
Prowess makes sense to me.
Oh, a prowess roll? Sure.
And you take 6 stress minus the highest dice you roll.
So this is 3 because I have 3 dots.
Yes, that's correct.
Gotcha.
But you will resist it no matter how much stress you take.
Oh, no.
If you want to, unless you want to get spotted.
Come on.
So I'll take 3 stress.
3 stress. Okay, so you take 3 stress, and now you can make an action before it can see you.
My action is going to be to get out of there.
GTFO!
Yeah, get out of there.
Okay.
Get out.
You don't want to
Can I jump down from the balcony? Is that like gonna hurt me?
It might hurt you. That'd be a roll. Right? Like you're taking an action at that point.
I don't fall.
Yeah.
I jump.
Yeah, okay.
I'll jump from there with finesse.
Okay,
Ooh,
cool.
there we go.
Okay, so jumping from a second-story balcony.
Jump into a tree.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Did I get up with the tree or the
Crouching
gutter?
tiger.
The tree, probably.
Then I'll jump to the tree.
Jump to the tree.
That's less dangerous.
Yeah, that is less dangerous. So I'll say...
But it's noisy.
It's desperate, though. So I'll say desperate standard effect.
Yeah, desperate. Mark your XP.
It's
Ooh,
because it's loud too.
There's a couple of things that can happen.
It's
if
for
it goes badly.
whichever thing you're using, so it goes up there.
prowess just gets a thing?
Yep. Every time you do a desperate, you get an XP in that category.
So, Nick,
Yeah.
if you want to push yourself and push this to great effect, I'll let you get a glimpse of what the guy's doing with the bottle before you jump down.
Yes!
But you got to pay 2 stress for that.
Do it.
That will put me into trauma.
It will?
Yes.
Wait.
Oh, geez.
Traumas are great. Everyone's
I
doing
took
it.
2 for stress, or I took 2 for ghost fail, and then I took 3 for our.
Oh, yeah, you took... No, he took 3 for leading it. You took 3 for just dodging that.
I took 3
thing.
just now for dodging that, and 2 to go into the ghost fail. I had 3 after I
so
de-stressed
pushing a
last
trauma?
time still. So
Is a trauma worth seeing what's going on here?
Come on, everyone's doing it.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not who I'm saying. Come on, to.
I
don't think.
If only we were there. If we were there.
Peer pressure.
Or
I
you
don't
could,
think that's
or
worth
you can
it.
take another action besides jumping to the tree to see what this guy's doing.
Yeah, but then he won't be able to get away from this guy.
I mean,
I'm
you
gonna
don't
try.
know.
I'm gonna try and see what this guy's doing.
You gotta
Well,
see
so what do
he's
you?
doing.
So Orson's gonna spot you if you just stay right.
So
where
I
you
see the
are.
tendril.
Yes.
But I also see that he's about to do something with the vial.
Yes.
Just hang off the balcony, like.
That won't let him see because it'll be. His head
So
will
if
be
I
out
fill
of
in
the
this
corner.
last block, do I get a trauma?
Yeah, as soon as you hit 9, you get a trauma. You can take a different action if you want to see.
But he's
No,
got
no,
what's
no.
going
I'm
on.
thinking of adding a stress to make it last for a few more moments.
The ghost fail.
Yeah, the ghost fail. Because it would last minutes instead of moments.
Okay. What would the idea behind that be? Because he's still going to be able to spot you unless you jump off or do something else, right? The fact that you're in the ghost field doesn't stop you from being spotted. In fact, entering it is probably what got you
I
spotted.
know.
But he can still see through things.
Staying in the ghost veil longer
Mhm.
would let me just
Still see
continue
through.
peering and see what he does with it.
But
But
You
I
can
will be there
still
long enough to be
jump
noticed.
away.
I mean, you're already noticed. That's what I'm getting.
I
at.
haven't
He hasn't,
been
no, he
fully
hasn't noticed
noticed.
him yet.
Like,
Well,
I can tell that I'm about to be noticed.
the echo is being detected.
Yeah, he's about to be noticed.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
So here's the thing. You right now you're like phased through the wall a bit watching this, and then you saw the tendril point at you, and you made a resistance roll to get a chance to do something before it activates. Now, if you pull your head back out of the corner and dive for the tree, you could get away, but you're not going to get to see what's going on with the bottle, right?
Mhm.
So you need to do something else besides just like whoa and then jumping out and staying in the ghost field longer. It's not going to matter if you don't stay in the same spot, right? Like, are you thinking that you can?
I'm thinking of just staying in the same spot and seeing, and then getting noticed, but then trying to.
So here,
Oh, okay.
so point of
Where?
information.
You are disguised.
Is it possible that if he
Right,
chooses
but
a
he's
course of
so
action where he was
powerful.
willing to be exposed to gain information, that he wouldn't have needed to make the resistance roll to begin with because he's not actually trying to get away?
Yes, that is true. But he made the resistance roll basically saying, "I don't want to get spotted right now." Because if he hadn't made the resistance roll, he would have been spotted
He did make
immediately.
that choice.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
if he chooses a course of action that says, "Oh, I'm going to not actually resist" as
Yeah.
his course of action, then wouldn't it rewind and he would get those stresses back?
Well, but so if he doesn't make that resistance roll,
Right.
Orson spots him immediately as soon as he enters the ghost field.
Oh, and so he doesn't even get a chance
Yes.
to do things
Yes.
like choose to
exactly.
look. Okay,
Yes.
all right,
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how the system handles more powerful enemies.
sure. No, that makes sense.
Go on the roof.
Roof, roof. Hot dog.
But then I can't see anything.
You can look down to
more.
the ceiling.
So is it logical at this point, based on the conversation, that
Can I?
in the story, if he wants to see, he cannot do anything that will avoid him getting the stress that leads to trauma?
No,
That whatever
he
path.
could take another action. So like his prowl roll could be not, or finesse roll could be not to jump to the tree. It could be to like run forward into the room and quickly like dive behind something to hide. Or he has
Oh.
ghost fail and you could just run through the walls and then peek out from somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
So can I grab things while I'm in ghost veil?
Sure. Yeah, let's say that. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna sprint towards this artist. Just take the vial.
Just grab.
You're just gonna go for it.
I'm gonna sprint at this guy, take the vial, and then jump out the wall.
Darren.
That's totally desperate,
Darren.
and it can totally work.
Darren.
So it's
It
desperate.
could also totally not.
It could also totally not. It's gonna be bad if it doesn't.
I'm
So,
not gonna stop.
Desperate standard.
We're not anywhere near him. I would give him
hold on.
something.
So it's desperate with standard effect. I'd make it great, except for the fact that Orison has special defenses against this stuff. So
He's gonna get
you can run forward and just be like yoink and just keep running, which is fine.
Yeah,
I'm just letting you know the consequences are high. That's all.
Gotta play a win.
Okay.
We gotta roll them bones.
Okay, do you
Roll
want to
the
push
bones.
yourself or anything, or can you, or
Devil's bargain.
oh
Devil's
yeah,
bargain.
do you want Devil's bargain?
Devil's
Can anybody
bargain.
think of one?
I mean, this
Can
is
anybody think
crazy.
of one? The one who watches.
Oh yeah, if you
Yeah.
fill in that clock.
I'll fill in that clock.
Okay, cool.
Woo!
So the clock's filled in, so that means that
Watch
comes to pass.
this.
Watch this.
Here we go.
That's a 6.
Oh,
Yeah!
He did it. Okay.
And that also fills up your experience track.
That's a
Oh, it
desperate
does?
thing.
Yeah. Mission accomplished.
Like next that afternoon we bring them. There you go.
Yeah.
So
You better not. You better
So,
give
Marco-
it to us.
Marco,
and
what
not
happens?
Keep it, you greedy fuck.
What
So
happens
I
here?
peek my head in,
Uh-huh.
like in the corner.
Yeah.
I see that he's got the vial. I
Yeah.
see that he's got a
So
tendril.
The instant before
damn
you
it.
run for this vial,
Uh-huh.
you see the artist like pull this piece of parchment down, and he's looking at the vial intently. And before you run for it, you see like this bit of like smoke and stuff start to kind of collect in the vial a little bit, and you see the artist poised with this brush, and he's ready to draw. But anyway, so go ahead.
Well, it's
you,
like
you
it's-
card fuckers
it's
into
like-
it and you steal it.
It's like where you go to cross the street and you start walking and you turn and you see a car coming fast
Uh-huh.
and your instincts kick in and you sprint.
Okay.
You're like, I could jump back or I could just get across the street.
Right. Okay, sure. So yeah.
The
happens?
fear of seeing all these tendrils out of his beard and all this crazy shit
scared you into moving
scared
forward.
me into action.
Yeah. Fight or flight. Okay. So you do it. So what happens?
So I step through, make contact with the ground, and just sprint right at him, fully visible, partially in ghost form.
Okay. Are you like half in the wall and half out of it?
No,
Okay.
I'm in the hallway, like sprinting at the artist.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he's gonna turn and see me, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like,
So
like,
he turns-
there's
you're-
like
you're
ghostly
not a
tendrils
ghost?
flying off of me.
You're not a ghost anymore?
He's in the ghost.
I have to be solid to run on the ground,
Oh, okay.
or I'll
Yeah.
fall through the ground.
So like he like looks at you and he goes, "What the what?" Ah! He's
And then you're gonna
I
ghost
sprint at
through the
him.
wall.
and then I grab the vial and goes through him and through the wall.
so the moment before you dive through the wall, you see Orison go, "No!" And he like rips his coat off as he does so, and you see this.
I can make the vial.
It is
I
a
can make
gross
things.
chest
I can
hair,
make
too.
things ghostly, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
Whole
go.
hairy body has
Good.
tendrils
He like opens his coat a couple of buttons, and you see these tendrils like explode out of him, and they like go up in the air. And the model over here on like the chair screams and passes out. She's like ah, and like faints.
He's so gross.
And you hear this like roar, and it's not a human roar. It's some kind of unearthly roar.
It's a beard roar.
This is good.
As you hear like this stomping of this heavy person like come like running towards you. So you run through the room and grab this bottle. The
Yeah.
artist is completely unawares, and you fly into the hallway in this second part of the house. And you hear this smashing as this like
Through
thing.
the wall.
Yeah. Well, you hear
Well,
this like smashing and crashing.
I meant to jump like out of the building.
Oh, out of the building. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. So
With
yeah,
the
you like
keys.
grab it and you're like, woof, and you're gone. So where do you land when you jump out of the building? Well, where do you want to land?
A hedge.
A hedge.
Okay, so you're just like, whoa, poof.
Topiary.
Yes.
Cool. So
You
you
need to book it.
you land
Yes.
in this hedge, and the
I just like bounce off onto my feet and I'm going.
you're going. So the cone guard's like, what the? And as you're running and you look back, you catch this glimpse of this like demonic looking face that comes out of the veranda window, and it's made entire. It's like a massive.
And you're still
hair.
masked up.
Uh huh.
Yeah, it's like a massive hair, and the hair parts to reveal these two reptilian-like eyes, and this roar echoes out across the streets.
Okay.
Is he like he sees me running away?
Yeah, but it's too late for him to chase after you.
I've got the vial. I'm running. I turn back and I flip him off.
Wow.
Get it.
Wait,
Get a haircut.
That's a finesse.
What?
That's a
finesse.
That's a wreck. You got wrecked.
You got wrecked.
Yeah, that's a wreck.
Did he loot the bodies in the river?
Yeah, he did.
Is there a chance that as he's running away, Orison will see that he's...
What?
I didn't grab any of the red sash stuff.
Well, the object comes at the end of the sentence that I would complete.
Okay.
When I said, would he see? And then when you said no, see what? That was the thing I was going to say right after the word see.
Right, would he see
Would
what?
he see that when he looted the bodies and took the swords, that there would be red sash tendrils?
Did you take the swords?
I like swords. I didn't grab any sashes.
No, but they're attached to the swords.
The tendrils are attached.
Oh,
So if you have them on
I
your
like the
person as you're
swords.
running,
I only
his
heard that he
observation.
grabbed
That'd
the
be
jar.
funny.
I don't...
That's all that I remember him grabbing.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I said I wasn't interested in any of the red sash stuff, and I wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I was
Okay.
just looking for money.
because that'd been amazing if he had grabbed their swords and when he looks, he sees,
Yeah.
oh look, it's the red
Also,
sashes.
I
would
assume
be funny.
picking up swords would bump me up to a heavy
He thought he got them all.
loadout, and I don't want to do that.
Well, that's
I'm
not
like normal, right?
exactly how that works, but yeah, sure.
So
So
it would be difficult to do my stealth.
I don't want
Right,
to be
with
over encumbered.
swords.
so you
No, I really don't
you
want to be
jolt
overcome.
off, and you're in Night Market, and you don't see what happens to the thing that was behind you. You flip it off, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
all right.
I sneak down an alley, like take off my mask and my cloak and stow them, so I'm completely different
Nice.
looking, and
Okay.
stroll my way back to home base.